Well, hi. Today is January 13th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. A little bit of snow over the weekend, but so little that it was gone by the time it was in the afternoon. The sun just heated it up, and that was the end of that. And I'm not complaining. I like the clean streets and not needing to worry about walking on the sidewalk, and everything is fine, but it is wintertime, and I know there's a lot of kids who would love to be able to get their sleds out. Some probably got some for Christmas, and they haven't been able to take them out onto the hills yet. I'm guessing we'll probably get some before the end of the season this year, but at least for now, we're taking it. I saw a post from my cousins in the North Georgia mountains. They had snow over the weekend, a measurable amount of snow, and saw some photos, saw some videos, and I'm thinking, yeah, better you than me, brother. Thank you so much. Coming up in just a bit, I'm going to take a stroll back down memory lane, and I looked back over social media at some of my tips from Todd, and we did one of these shows earlier a couple of months ago, and we're going to do another one, taking a look at some of the different things that meant something to me that day that I then turned into a tips from Todd. And as I told you before, oftentimes these are tips for Todd because a reminder for myself. So I hope you got signed up for that AIM Institute web development class that's beginning tonight. If not, there is another free class coming up. This is coding specialization in Python. Now, this one, however, is not going to be online. It's going to be done in person at the AIM Code School. That's at 1902 Howard Street in Omaha. As I said, an 80-hour course, and it begins very soon on January 22nd. It'll be held on Mondays and Wednesdays. The 22nd is a Wednesday, but you do need to get signed up, but it is free. I'll put a link in the description to the Eventbrite where you can get your tickets to be able to go. So a lot of free courses having to do with computers right now. And you can see all the prerequisites and the requirements there. If to be able to take part, you need a certain computer, and those types of things. But take a look. And if this makes sense for you, what better way to do it? Because there's no money out of pocket. Also, Service Master Restored by Schmader, a proud sponsor of everything we do here at Morning Coffee. And I'm very proud of everything that Cindy Schmader does at Service Master Restored by Schmader, because she's helping folks out when they have just experienced oftentimes a tragedy, as a fire or a flood, or, a lot of things that she can come in and get cleaned up. Maybe you had a water break in the cold weather and water sprayed everywhere. They can come in and get all of that cleaned up for you. They can help with mold remediation. There's all kinds of things they can do. So go to servicemasterrestore.com, and you can see the link that we put in the scroll here on Morning Coffee. That's the longer link that will take you to it, and you can go directly to Cindy's website and be able to get signed up to see her. All right, let's take a look and scroll back down memory lane with some of these old tips from Todd. And the first one I actually posted originally back in January, right about this time of year, but it was in 2021, so that was now 4 years ago. Holy cow. And this tip from Todd said, when trying to reseason a cast iron Dutch oven, it's very important to know what you're doing, because as it turns out, canola oil is flammable. Yeah, that happened. That did happen. I let the cast iron Dutch oven heat up too much, and when I put the oil in, boom, suddenly a big ball of flame. Put the lid on, and it went out right away, and I got it off the heat. But boy, that let me know I needed to do a little bit more research before I went diving into some kind of project like that. Here's another one. This is from January 13th, 2020. And this actually caused a little bit of an online firestorm. Today's tip from Todd: while thick cut bacon is not as good as traditionally sliced bacon, it is still bacon and should be respected as such. Boy, the thick cut bacon people, I didn't realize you were so passionate. And they came out. But to me, I like crispy bacon, and I have a difficult time getting thick cut bacon crispy. It just becomes chewy, almost like, some kind of beef jerky or something like that, or I guess it would be pork jerky in this case. But they were very, you don't know what you're talking about. Thick cut bacon is the best. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. This one from April 28th, 2022. Today's tip from Todd: if your favorite radio station says they're taking requests and then you only hear the same music that they always play, they're not taking requests. No, they say they are, But no, they're not. They will just, you call them up and you'll say, hey, let me hear this. And they'll say, hey, I'll see what I can do. I'll get that on for you. And you never hear it. Or if it's a song that is always played anyway, yeah, that's not a request show. Sorry to burst a bubble for, all the radio folk that still have jobs out there that are doing those shows. Yeah, I know. I just showed the world what it's really all about. Here is from April 23rd, 2022. This is a more serious one. Today's tip from Todd. If you're placed in a no-win situation, make the decision that most aligns with who you are, because you are responsible for you. Others' reactions to that decision is their own, and it's out of your control. And I had to learn this lesson probably more than once, that I was trying to control someone else's behavior by the decision that I was making, and that was a complete waste of time, because it's not my responsibility. And if you understand what I'm saying. All right, that's enough of that one. June 26, 2024. Today's tip from Todd: if you spend most of your days waiting for the weekend, maybe you should take a look at what you're doing with your week. There's the most you're ever going to do in life probably is work. It's something that you do for oftentimes a minimum of 40 hours a week. And if you are not enjoying it, then it might be time to see what you are doing. And I'm not telling you to quit. I'm just saying that maybe there's a way that you can enjoy what you're doing at the job that you're at, or maybe it's time to switch careers. Just take a hard look at it. We're going back into, I was posting a lot in 2024 because I was going through kind of a transition last year, as many of you are aware. So a lot of these are from then. This is from June 17th, 2024, and it's a quote from someone else. Today's tip from Todd: impossible is not a fact. It's an opinion. That comes from Muhammad Ali, one of my favorite athletes. And he's right that just because someone says, oh, you can't do that, doesn't mean you can't do that. It just means that they can't do that, not you. So it's just an opinion. If you have a passion for something, my opinion is go do it. June 14th of 2024, today's tip from Todd: if you don't believe you will achieve great things, no one's going to believe it for you. That is from an inspirational speaker online, Eddie Pinero, who I followed for quite a while, and he has tons of great comments that'll just get you thinking, and that's one of them. A little bit earlier from that month, June 12th, 2024, today's tip from Todd: if you believe the perfect time to start is coming, I've got some bad news. So you might as well start now. There is no perfect time. That's the point to it. There never will be a perfect time. You can prepare and you can do your best to anticipate what may be coming, but trust me, you will not know all of the problems that are going to happen. If you start a new project or you start a new job, you don't know. So you might as well just get started and then learn as you go. There's nothing wrong with that. May from last year, today's tip from Todd. This is is one of my favorite things I've heard so far today. Thinking life should be easy provides oxygen to a victim mentality. And I'm a believer in this, that sometimes things aren't easy. And if you're looking for the easiest way to do something, chances are that's going to be the wrong way to do it. I think back to just recently when I was talking about quitting smoking and coming to the realization, what actually got me through it was, this is hard. This is truly hard, and it's supposed to be hard. And that gave me more motivation to continue, and it helped me prepare mentally to continue, that, hey, here's a hard part. I knew it was coming. Now let's just get through it. And don't always look for the easy way of doing things. This is May 29th from 2024. Changing your life for the better and quitting are not the same thing. In fact, they are opposites. If you recognize what you're doing is not where you should be, then it's time to go. To once again quote my favorite current speaker, and to be honest with you, I don't know who I was talking about. It's far better to quit the wrong thing to pursue what matters than it is to stay and immerse yourself in a lifelong dance with mediocrity. Wow. Is that not powerful? That to get you out of your comfort zone and go out and do something you're passionate about. Which brings me to May 13th of last year. Today's tip from Todd: time to make the donuts. That's Fred the baker. And if you know where that quote is from, then you and I are pretty close to the same age. Yeah. May 9th of last year. Oh, I love this one. Today's tip from Todd. Cash Rowley is a little girl who has a love for snowboarding, and she makes videos with her parents that, they just kind of reinvigorate my faith in humanity. I look for Cash Rowley online, whether it's TikTok, video shorts, or wherever. Find her if you haven't seen her yet. I was watching one of her videos, and I noticed that was written on the back of her jacket, and it said, "If you're scared, do it scared." And this was a little 6-year-old girl. I said, lessons come in all sizes. And maybe we'll change tips from Todd to captions from Cashy. How about that? March 12th of last year, today's tip from Todd: if you find something new to watch on television and you see Lou Diamond Phillips is in it, you can be assured it's going to be pretty good. This was a reference to Longmire. Longmire had been out for a while, and I just had never watched it. And I started watching it, and he's in it, and I said, wow. And that got me to thinking, have I ever seen anything with Lou Diamond Phillips in it that I didn't like? Go back to Young Guns. You remember that movie from the 80s when all the 80s stars were in it, about Billy the Kid and the Renegades and Regulators. That's who they were, the Regulators. Yeah, that's Lou Diamond Phillips in that. And I just really enjoyed that movie. October 7th of 2022. Today's tip from Todd comes from Henry Ford. So this is a Henry Ford quote: failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. I've said many, many times that I don't learn anything from succeeding. I only learn from failing, because if I succeeded, then I knew how to do it already. There was nothing to learn, but I do learn when I fail. And that's what that's about. That if you do fail at something, it's okay to feel bad about it. Just don't live there. Take 10 or 15 minutes, feel bad, feel sorry for yourself if you want to, then get up, do what you have to do, go for a walk or do something and start over again. And, but this time, as Henry Ford said, more intelligently. October 6th from 2022, today's tip from Todd: others' opinion of you does not define you. And if you want to take it a step further, your opinion of others does not define them. And I think as you're roaming around and everybody is posting their opinions on social media about whatever it might be, try to remember that you're not defining anyone by making snarky comments, and any snarky comments that are made about you don't define you, or something that you believe in, or something that you've commented on and people go back and forth. It's a very slippery slope that there's no coming back from. You will not win an online argument ever. You can think, oh, I put him in his place just because he stopped commenting, or maybe he just put his phone down. There's no way of knowing. I don't get in arguments online. I have invited folks to come out for coffee. No one's ever taken me up on it. If we disagree about something, I said, hey, let's sit across the table, have a cup of coffee, look at each other like regular people, and discuss it. Because at that point, now you can actually feel body language back and forth, and hurling insults around like we do online. You have a really difficult time doing that when you're sitting across from somebody at a table. So that's why I just don't go down that road. And I would encourage you to not do it too. We can just one profile at a time. We're going to take back all the negativity on social media. How about that? Spiral of Accountability. You talk about learning how to talk to each other. Wow, what a great book this is. It's written by Carol Horner, and you can pick up your copy at spiralofaccountability.com. Carol has devised a way to help teams be able to communicate better with each other. Sometimes there's an impasse there, and you're not seeing things from each other's point of view, and it just turns into butting heads. Spiral of Accountability can help get you through that. And while you're there, if you are a team leader, or maybe you have your own business and you've got employees, look into bringing Carol into your business to be able to talk to your team. I think you'll be very glad you did. All of that available at spiralofaccountability.com. And just recently, I noticed that George Ivanov from The Best Wrestler was posting up some results on social media from a recent wrestling tournament. Boy, did The Best Wrestler have a great event. They had champions. They had runners up. They had a lot of young people place. That's why I follow George online, because it's all good news that comes from him. And I love good news. I love to be able to feel good. So go to thebestwrestler.com, learn what George Ivanov and his team can do for your young person if they have an interest in wrestling, or maybe they're already wrestling and want to take it to the next level. This is the wrestling group that you want to go to. That's wrapping things up on this Monday. I'm hoping that your week launches very well. I know I've got a busy day ahead. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow, there is a Coffee and Contacts at the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce office on the 100 block in downtown Council Bluffs. So I hope to see you there. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.